Isn't it exciting when you first go back down the allotment after being on holiday? And we've just been on holiday in France. We've had a lovely time. And first of all, I'm going to show you what was happening before we went away, because I filmed it, but I didn't have time to edit it and post it. So have a little look at that and then meet me back here in a bit. I've been inspired by other YouTubers that are putting, you know, those balls you get for kiddies in the ball pool. They've been putting those on top of their bamboos. Stop you poking your eye out. I've been using bottles, but they are a little bit unsightly, empty bottles. And I thought, well, I don't really want to go for the big multicolour ones. Pretty as they are, fair play, they do look nice. I thought, what about ping pong balls? And I was going to order the bog standard white ones. And then I noticed you can get multicoloured ones, so you can get a bag of mixed multicolour ones, or you can pick a plain colour. Well, I ordered green. I ordered green. They're not quite green, they're more like a turquoise really, but I don't mind. So anyway, I ordered 50 of them. So I've been busy, I've done most of them. I've got most of them done in this bag now. So I just got to do the last ones now. So let me show you what I've been doing. So what you need to do is put a crisscross on there, but be careful if you've got a Stanley knife or another sharp knife. I tried with scissors, but it doesn't, you've got to be very careful with scissors. So really you want a Stanley knife or a nice sharp knife. So you just do a crisscross in it. So just poke it in like that, and then do a cross like that. And then when it goes on the stick, it grips the stick. So obviously you can do any size bamboo on the top then. So I started to put a few around. So I'll just finish these off now, and then I'll go and put them on the sticks and show you what they look like. Right. Now you've got to watch, because sometimes some of the sides are a bit harder to cut than the other. So if that's the case, just switch it around and try one of the sides that's not so sharp. See, that went in quite easy then. So you've got to watch your fingers with this. Try and keep your fingers away from the knife. So it's a job to do while you're having a cuppa. And me and Doug were having a cuppa earlier on. In fact, I had 2 cuppas and I'm still doing this. So not many more to go now, and then oops, oh, that's a bit tough. So you usually find one of the sides is easier to cut. So there we go. Just a few more now, and then we'll be done. And I can show you then how they fit on top of the bamboo. You need to be very mindful doing this. Don't take your eye off the ball, because the last thing you want to do is cut your fingers. Make sure you keep your fingers out of the way. Right, so this is the last one now. There we are, all done. So I'm going to pop these back in the bag that it came in, if I could do it without spilling. And then I'll use this one then to collect the plastic bottles. I'll put those in the recycling then, because I will need those. And they'll be a lot better to store than storing the plastic bottles, because, well, they came in this little bag here, 50 of them, so that's hardly any room at all. Whereas if you're saving those plastic bottles, it do take up quite a bit of room. I'm quite looking forward to putting my balls on my poles. So let's get on with sticking these balls on there then. Right, as you can see, I've already done these ones by here, and I think if they would have been green, they would have blended in, but still, it's quite a pretty colour, isn't it? They fit on there nice and snug. There they are, all balled up. Don't they look nice? In my last video, I mentioned how we were going to move this black tank to up here to where the blue water butt was. That's been moved now, and we need to move that. The thing is, Doug's also dug up some of the fruit bushes, and let me show you anyway. This is probably not the right time to dig it up, but there's a gooseberry there, and here, oh look at this fabulous josterberry, and there are some josterberries left on there, so I certainly be picking those today to take home because they're absolutely delicious. Not the right time of year really to be replanting it, but fingers crossed it'll be okay. We'll find a nice new home for that. We had a storm last night and it was so windy. Some of the plot holders suffered some damages, you know, with their greenhouse and whatnot. But I think I was pretty lucky really because it just affected some of the sunflowers. So I've already staked the one on plot 2. So this one, I don't think I'm going to be able to save that one. So I'll take that home and pop it in a vase. This one could do a staking. And that one there is sadly is right out of the ground almost. So I'm going to get my trowel and put it back in the ground and then stake it. Actually, I might stake it first. There we are, all tied up and sorted now. And this one for my vase. Are you doing my sunflower grow along come challenge? It's for the tallest sunflower and also for the biggest sunflower head. So I'm looking forward to seeing all your photos. A photograph of you taken with your sunflower and the measurement. And that'd be fabulous if you are joining in. So it's not too late if you've got your sunflowers growing. Obviously mine are not going to be winning any prizes. Doug has replanted the josterberry by the water tank. So the water tank has now been moved from that area down there to here where the blue water butt was. And it's been raised up so we're able to get something underneath. But really the idea is to dunk the watering can in the top, not so much to use the tap really. The wind blew this sunflower down too, but it has seen better days. It's not looking that healthy anyway, so I'm not too bothered about it. But look, the wind blew the roots right out. You can see by there, look. Come right out to the ground. Along here is going to be our new flower bed, and we dug these geranium up recently, and I was going to plant them straight away, but I didn't get round to it. And this poor echinops is looking worse for wear. So I'm going to put those in the ground now. And then I got a few other bits and bobs I'm going to put in. They're looking a bit scrawny, but we'll see. About 4 or 5 weeks ago, before I went on holiday, I started off some sunflower seeds because I thought, oh, some more sunflower seeds. So I thought, oh, they might come. But the thing is, I've totally neglected them. They're still here in the box. I don't think they're going to come to anything really, but I'm going to plant them in this newly made flower bed and see what happens. Also, I've got some Jewel cherry rose nasturtiums. July the 15th I planted those. Oh, look at those poor, look at those poor things. Never mind. I'm going to plonk them in there. You never know. If we get a mild autumn, they might come to something. So I'm going to spread them about and see what happens. I'd almost forgotten about these Indias. I've had them hanging around for ages and they're all getting popped down, so I thought I'd pop those in the flower bed as well. They're perennial, so they'll come back every year. The thing is, they grow a bit tall and scraggy, but they do look nice just the same. There we are, all planted up now. And there they are. Just fingers crossed they'll flower. This is the gooseberry bush that Doug dug up in order to put the black water tank in this place. So he managed to put the josterberry back, but not this one. So it's just left in water and it's not going to survive like that. So I thought, even if this is not its final resting place, I'm going to put it here for now anyway. It might stay, it might not. Bits of bindweed. It gets everywhere, doesn't it? The wind has blown down this cosmos and snapped some of the branches, so I'm going to tie it back up and fingers crossed it'll come okay. Some of it's okay, that's okay, but these are not going to come to anything because they've snapped off, so I'll just pull those ones off and those. But this one might recover, so I'm going to tie this one back up. Oh God, I've snapped. Oh. Second thoughts, it snapped, so I won't bother. Never mind, this bit's okay. So I'm thinking I might tie it to the archway though, because the same thing's going to happen again. They do tend to snap off, especially when you're walking past them. So they could all do with tying up really. This is just the same. Oh, it's a shame really, isn't it? Never mind, that'll go on the compost heap. We did have some wind last night. Right, that's that one. Now I wonder whether I should tie that one up a root. I think I'll tie that one as well. I'll do some deadheading while I'm at it. They stand more of a chance now, don't they? These sweet potato slips. A bit late really planting them. But I thought I'd just stick them in because I've got them now. Plant them in the middle of the other sweet potatoes. They're coming along great. And just let them wander and do their own thing. So if I plant that one in by there. Looks like the potatoes rotted from that one, but the slips are there, so they're fine. So I'll just let them wander about. And this one is still in the potato. So I'm just going to plant the whole thing. I'm not going to faff around now. It's a bit late to go rooting potatoes, sweet potato slips. Plenty of roots on there. So there's the sweet potatoes coming along nicely. Hopefully we'll have some sweet potatoes from them. The vines grow up and the sweet potatoes then are in the ground. So there's the ones I've just planted by there. That's the big sweet potato, and that's the other sweet potato. That's the other sweet potato slips. Well, while we were away, some nice ripe tomatoes on the Crimson Crush, and we've got a fair few beans here that need picking. The cosmos have gone wild, but they still look pretty. And got a few French beans to pick, and our first lot of blackberries, and they're looking nice. Just a few strawberries, but it all counts, doesn't it? What else? Our first broccoli. Our first broccoli. I'm really excited about that. Never grown broccoli before, and we've got that first. It's taken a while. It's taken a while, mind, but we've got one at last, and everything seems. Everything's come on. So Doug's just topping up the watering in the polytunnel, and I'll take you in there a bit when he's finished. We've got a second flush of these penstemon. Our artichoke are coming along nicely. A few strawberries dotted around here and there. Plenty of beans we picked by there, and all around here. A few statice flowers that need picking. Come and join me in the polytunnel and let's see how the tomatoes are getting on. Well, very nice. We've got a few firecracker tomatoes to pick. It hasn't gone very tall, but there's plenty of ripe tomatoes on there. Thankfully, they're all looking nice and healthy. So I'm really happy with that. Now this one here is the Barry's Crazy Cherry. And look at these round here. They've started to ripen. They're all hanging down there. No wonder they call it a crazy cherry. That's fab. And there's loads of flowers on there. Still more tomatoes coming, even right up to the top. These tomatoes are called Flame, and look at the size of them. If I put my hand there, you can just see the size of them. They're massive. So there's a few big ones on there. We're not sure what variety that is, but they're coming quite nice. We just need them all to ripen now, really. These here are the Crimson Blush tomatoes, and they're getting nice and big, but again, we need some to ripen. This one, look at that one there. It's like a twin, but that's not looking so healthy. But we won't grumble about that because we've got so many other lovely, healthy tomatoes. So, yeah, a nice bit of September sunshine now, and look at those there. They might come along great as well. Lovely. A nice bit of September sunshine, and they'll all be ripening nicely. This is a little jungle in here, But in amongst here, we have some little cucamelons. So there's a tiny little one in there. Little cucamelon. There are a few dotted in there. They're hard to find because they're so tiny. Tiny little things. Sadly, these outdoor tomatoes have unfortunately got blight, and it's affected, although the one over there is not so bad, it's affected these quite badly so far. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. That one is starting to have blight. So I'm going to take up those 5, and then this one here so far seems to escape the blight, but I do need to keep an eye on it. So I'm going to pull these up, put them in a black bag, and dispose of them. Don't put them on your composting. There may be a rule saying not to, but I wouldn't chance it, because apparently it does only live on the living tissue and not dead tissue. So, but I would take a chance if I were you. So, like I said, I'm going to pull these up now and dispose of them. I'm going to put them in a black bag, take them home and get rid of them. Right, oh poor things. They were coming along so nice before I went on holiday too. Never mind. Never mind. Right. I'll be careful not to touch that one. I wouldn't be surprised if we do end up getting blight because it's quite close to these. Right, let's see if I can pull it up. Oh, so sad when you've got to get rid of your crops, but better to be safe than sorry, isn't it? And I can't grumble, we've got plenty of other tomatoes going on. Last year it was all the ones in the polytunnel, that's why I grew some outside. But fingers crossed the polytunnel ones survive as long as possible. But these definitely, they're well away from the polytunnel, so fingers crossed we'll be okay for the polytunnel. And I'll take my apron home and I'll give everything a good wash that I've got on as well. Because I certainly don't want it, and I'm not going anywhere near the polytunnel now, just in case there's any spores on the clothes I've got on. So I'll leave Doug to finish off in the polytunnel. These tomatoes weren't really meant to be outdoor tomatoes. I think it was Sun Baby or something like that they're called. And but they were coming along nicely, so I wouldn't say I wouldn't try them again, because I would, but in a different place and maybe earlier next year. These two tomato plants, this one especially, are showing signs of blight. That one, just coming on that one by the look of it. So I'm not going to take any chances because it's right next to the crimson crush one, and that seems to be doing okay. So fingers crossed that one will be fine, because that is an outdoor tomato. These ones aren't. Nor are those two over there, but they do seem to be okay. Actually, saying that, I think they are. No, actually, I think they are crimson blush. These ones are not. So they're really struggling. So I'm going to pull these two up because they're right not far from the polytunnel, and all the tomatoes in there doing pretty well. So pull these two up because I don't want to take any chances. So yeah, let's get on with that then. It's such a shame, but you know, at least we've got some, and we've had some tomatoes. More than I can say last year. We didn't have any last year. There was blight on the whole lot in the polytunnel, so we've had some, so mustn't grumble. But it usually seems to affect the outdoor ones first, and Sadly, that's what's happened here. And I don't want it to spread to anyone else's plot either. So the sooner I take these out, the better, even though it's a little bit on there. All right, I'll take it straight. I've got the black bag at the end of the allotment, so I'll take it straight down to there and I'll come back and do the other one. There we are. Harvest of beans, cucumber, chilies, spring onions, dwarf runner beans and tomatoes. And in there we have the blackberries and a few strawberries. I've got a nice bunch of statice to take home. I was tempted to cut a bunch of these sunflowers to take home. They look so pretty, but I can't be greedy. I'm really happy with these. These sunflowers took a bashing before we went away. And I tied them all up, but they seem to have perked up nice and they're coming along fine now. I'm Linda and this is The Feel Good Garden.